Welcome to the Daily Exchange. Guys, we're back. We're squeezing. Short squeezing. We've got speculation in the market, DDoS attacks, BitMEX going up, BitMEX going down. We're moving all around the place. But I'm telling you right now, we're going up. We'll see you guys right after this. Welcome back, guys. We are in the land of green. Green times everywhere. Bitcoin up 6.22% at $6,727. Ethereum at $292. Interesting, Ethereum hasn't crossed back over 300. EOS up 9% at $5.20. Ripple up 7%. Stellar up. Cardano up. Monero up. Dash up. Bitcoin Cash up, 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 up. We're going up. Let's talk about the big question today. I'm going to do a little bit of a talk about this. And the question is, what is a short squeeze? What is a short squeeze? Because there's been a lot of speculation about this. Let's talk about it. So there's a couple of things at play here, right? We were sitting at about the $6,500 mark. So if we just jump all over to our little tinsy wincy graph over here, we were just chilling out around here. And these shorts were like going up. And Danny, our producer here, he well and truly noted that if we hit that same level as we did back in mid-April with the number of shorts, and that's when we saw that massive pump up, massive increase here, when the shorts all got squeezed out. And the same thing potentially happened again. I wonder if we press play, what will happen? Right, so we did. We saw a bit of a squeeze here, and then the Bitcoin price has gone up. Now, what does it mean? So we obviously had a big, it means basically when there's a huge number of shorts in the market, in other words, people are short, they want everything to go down. And what happens is that there are people out there that see that, and the people in the market, they potentially could buy Bitcoin and send the price up so that those people who are short must close their shorts. In other words, they must buy more Bitcoin. And this fuels more and more buys. It goes up and up and up and up and up and up. And that's why you see these vicious movements straight up. And that's a shorts are getting squeezed out of the market and they must buy, sending the price up. Right. And essentially, so there's a guy here, Armand09, who's sort of looked at this, and he has shown that when the shorts sort of get to this level, that's when stuff goes down. And that's kind of what is actually has gone down here, right? We have moved up dramatically since we hit that all-time high of those number of shorts, which is really interesting, right? So when we hit that 40,000 shorts mark, that's a big sign when people go, ooh, it's nice and juicy, good for popping. And we're probably pretty high again. Like, we are pretty high in the old shorts right now. Like, we're very high. Another thing, I guess, to look at is recently, and this is only speculation, but BitMEX went down for maintenance. And potentially got an apparent DDoS attack as well. It was scheduled maintenance, but then potentially there was some DDoS around this as well. But so BitMEX went down. It's a large volume of trading going on BitMEX, and it does affect the cross-currency pairs, right? Which is a great time, again, for people, these people in the market, to affect change on the price of Bitcoin, because people can't close out their orders on BitMEX, and they can't, reverse their positions, right? Which makes it really, really, really tough. Let's have a look. Joel's got a tweet here from BitMEX. You can see here, we've also got the BitMEX wrecked on the right-hand side here, BitMEX on the left. So see, maintenance complete. We are in cancel-only mode. Trading will begin again at 1:30, right? Some users reporting difficulty logging in. We're diagnosing a postponed resumption of trading for 5 minutes. Trading resumption deferred until login is stable. We will report back shortly. Then login is stabilized. We encountered a large DDoS upon restarting web services. We'll resume trading again. So was this potentially the effect of someone trying to affect the market right now and squeeze these shorts even harder? Was that what was happening? We're not sure. I don't have any firm data on that. But it does seem very suspicious that all these events have lined up. The short squeeze, the BitMEX, the DDoS, all those kind of things. Very, 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 very aggressive move as such. The other thing, if you look at the rect thing, Joel, if you want to bring that back up, you can see when people were during that, you can see liquidated a long, sell at 14, liquidated long, 84,000 contracts, double kill, liquidated long, sell 15,000. That's a lot of liquidations happened there. The 294,000 one really sent the market right up. So that's the shorts getting squeezed. They had to liquidate. They had to close their positions. They had to buy more Bitcoin. They had to go and send the price up. And that's why you get these big moves up. And that's potentially what just happened just then. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's have a look at trading trends right now. Sometimes when you look at coin market cap, you do see some big movements. Joel, if you want to bring up, we've got a recent tweet here. Spankcoin, for some reasons, up 6,000%. Woo! Rank number 19. It's kind of wacky, but there's only $2,700 traded. So someone's just gone and bought some, really, on market. And that's sent the price up through the roof. There's no real volume traded there, 0.43 of a Bitcoin, which, to me is unusual, but it does sort of highlight some of the challenges you get when you just look at purely at coin market cap. You've got rivets as well, which has flown up similarly to Spankcoin, which is really interesting. It's really important, I guess, guys, always remember when you're looking at those charts, look at the volume traded, not just the price. Look at the volume that's been traded, because that will actually determine the ultimate position of what is going on. All right, let's have a look. Looking at Spankcoin, obviously, the one thing I just wanted to flag is another tool out there. Joel, I don't know if you can, if I can bring this up, is On-Chain FX. Have a look at this site. They use a slightly different formula when it comes to how they calculate market cap. They use the supply percentage used, and it's slightly different. They also use the implied market cap in 2050. So slightly different metrics. I actually think that On-Chain FX's data is better, and it gives you a better position of where a coin is actually at any point in time. And, be it as it may, you can see, for example, Ripple only has 40% of its supply issued. So there's 60% of its treasury. So, sorry, XRP has 40% of its supply issued, and the Ripple company holding the other 60% could sell that down. That's a big sell. Whereas Ethereum and Bitcoin, you can see much more of the markets out there. Even Stellar, 87% of the supply is issued. 87% of the supply is with the actual foundation. That's a lot. That is a lot. That's massive. Whew. Geez, that's going to eventually, one day that's going to, affect prices dramatically. When that's going to be, I'm not sure, but just watch out for that. Check it out. It's a really, 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 really good tool, On-Chain FX. What else we got? Bitcoin Cash up 7%. Some blockchain research analysis firm, Chainalysis, revealed that a recent review of payments received by 17 of the largest cryptocurrency merchant processing services worldwide, including BitPay, Coinify, and GoChain, found Bitcoin Cash payments diminished by almost 2/3 between March and May, according to Bloomberg as well. Comparatively, Bitcoin payments fell from 412 million to 60 million in March, while this is an overwhelming large 87% design use of the cryptocurrency remains ahead of Bitcoin Cash. So more people are using basically Bitcoin to pay rather than Bitcoin Cash right now. Let's look at VeChain, up 18%. The CEO of VeChain Foundation, Sunny Liu, has done a YouTube live stream where he praised the VeChain community and the VeChain Foundation, hit a milestone in announcing the first token to be minted on the VeChain Thor VET blockchain. That project is OceanX, OCE, and an AI digital asset trading platform. Geez, AI digital asset platform. Decentralized, immutable, trustworthy, XRP, Ripple, not Ripple, XRP.io. I don't know if I can say any more buzzwords. Trading trends, let's move on. Tron, up 5%, solid. BitTorrent, kicking along. Power Ledger got listed on Australian exchange BTC Markets, the old Australian exchange, pumping it up, keeping it going. Power Ledger, live. It's kind of cool. It's trading right now, Power Ledger, as the 84th ranked cryptocurrency by market cap, and is currently up 3% in trading. EOS, back over $5 at $5.19. Well, it's $5.27 now, actually. It's really getting up there. Bitcoin is actually rallying up as well right now, almost at 6,800. Are we going to see 7,000? That's the question. 7,000. Can I get a 7,000? Joel, are we going to see 7,000?
You know what? Non-financial advice here, yes. You know what? We're going to see it. No financial advice.
That's not financial advice. All right, we got a video last week. Joe Lubin, co-founder of Ethereum blockchain incubator Consensus, and his thoughts on the project like Ripple and EOS. Here's a quick look at the video. If I play this, Joel, is it all, are we all good for the sound? We're good for sound.
Can't govern their situation and who are fighting. I know.
So this is all geek speak for the death of EOS?
No, I don't think.
Okay.
EOS is a sort of interesting technology, but it's incredibly dangerous to treat it as a layer 1 technology. It's a good layer 2 technology. If you link EOS in to a smart contract on Ethereum, you get the full security of the Ethereum network. All of the tokens in your layer 2 technology are protected by layer 1. If something goes wrong at layer 2, people take their money out and it's perfectly safe at layer 1.
So let's get that clear. He's saying that if EOS should put all of its smart contracts back into an Ethereum smart contract to ensure security. Mr. Lubin, by the way, to remove all doubt, owns a metric elephant Google ton of Ethereum. To remove all doubt. And calling for EOS to put its consensus back into Ethereum, I love it. That's probably the best media slur I've heard since, I don't know when. That's just genius. That's actually genius. I think that's genius. I think that's Trump level genius. That's like Trumpistan. That's up there. Like basically, why don't we just say, like, you know, all of Microsoft's Word documents are going to be actually stored back in Google Drive. Joel, I have a question for you.
Yep.
Do you think Joe Lubin is a master media manipulator?
I'm beginning to think that. The more I get to know, yeah. He's a smart guy.
EOS as well is launching a non-profit governance group called EOS Alliance to make the communication more transparent between token holders, block producers, and application creators. The EOS Alliance. I like it. Good. We need a bit of discussion, a bit of chat, a bit of content, bit of an open forum. The EOS Alliance sounds like Consensus. I wonder if they should get a big token holder to run it and say things like Joe Lubin, like Ripple will attain consensus in EOS because it's a layer 3 protocol. That's unbelievable. Exchange and Regulation Watch. Speaking of governance groups, the Winklevoss twins Gemini Crypto Exchange is teaming up with Bittrex, Bitfly USA, and Bitstamp to form a new self-regulatory organization. It's going to be called Virtual Commodity Association Working Group, the VCAWG. The VCAWG. Sounds like a penguin who's caught somewhere. VCAWG. It's Crypto Justice League. That's good. I like that. Who wrote that? That's just genius. That's gold. That was Danny on that one. I appreciate that. All right. And I think it'll be obviously another way to talk to Wall Street and the SEC. I think it's good. The Crypto Justice League, headed by the Winklevoss twins. Geez, the Winklevoss twins must have taken a big loss with Bitcoin going down, unless they hedged it out with their own very futures. That'd be interesting. Intercontinental Exchange, which owns the New York Stock Exchange, is working on the launch of backed crypto asset exchange platform in partnership with big names like Microsoft and Starbucks. They're currently working out ways to put a price tag on Bitcoin as a hard asset. Hard asset. That's really interesting. What they see is an essential step to avoid price manipulation, and only a handful of institutions have the reputation to provide. Spicy topic, given crypto is rooted in decentralization. So a central organization is going to say what the price of Bitcoin is. Let's see how we go. The investment management firm Sanford C. Bernstein & Cohn suggests that crypto trading revenues may double in 2018 compared to 2017, even while we have separate data from DAIA that indicates Coinbase in particular has seen exchange volumes drop by 83% since January. Whew! Bitstamp fares only slightly better at a 73% volume drop. OKX hits new record in July. So OKX is down the bottom right. I think it's because it's got the derivatives as well. You can go short. Whereas if you're only long only at a long only exchange, that would obviously prohibit people from going short. So when you're on a downward move, how are you going to protect yourself? That's probably why OKX is doing well. The reports that Bitcoin futures have overtaken Coinbase's trading volume. Wow, that's a big call. Trust nodes are saying Bitcoin futures overtake Coinbase trading volume. Where's the data on this? Where are they pulling this from? 129 million. The daily exchange volume on this is 40,000 Bitcoin. In other words, all right, so they're saying Coinbase is 130 million, whereas the CME is 250 million. That's double. Not bad. CME, welcome back. Your US analyst believes it's more likely that the US Securities and Exchange Commission will approve futures-backed ETFs before physical ETFs. Futures over ETF, as opposed to physical. It's interesting. Daniel Masters, and I quote, "Until such time major institutions put their name to cryptocurrency custody, I don't believe a physical ETF can exist in the US. I think any futures-backed ETF in the United States now has a far better chance of being approved." It's really interesting. That's obviously some of the new ETFs. There are, I believe, 16 applications out there, and some of them will be settled by our futures, so do look out for that. It is coming up. September 30, that's the date. September 30, 2018. We should do a 24-hour show then, Joel. 24 hours of daily exchange. You up for it? Joel, you up for a 24-hour exchange?
I'm totally up for it.
Who else is up for it? 24 hours straight. We should bring a trader in as well.
I think Danny said he's up for it.
Danny's up for it as well. 24 hours. September 30, guys. Write in the comments, write in the questions. If you want us to do 24 hours on September 30 for the ETF announcement, let us know. So we've got the timeline of the ETF. Here it is. Here are the timelines. These are the non-physical ones. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 non-physical ones and 1 physical one. You can see here, so this was first when it was published. The deadline is on the 21st of this, 21st of September. That's this week. Wow. Maybe we should do one on the 21st of September. Wait, there's one here on the 15th. Oh, was that already done? Final deadline. How come that's the 15th of the 9th? ProShares is Thursday. So that's Thursday. Whereas what's this one here on the 15th? Did that happen? Granite shares? What happened there? That's interesting. And the 30th one, here it is, oh, that's the physical one. Second action, the instituted proceedings, SEC notice. Oh, I can see here, right. So the notice, so that's the 23rd. Sorry, the 23rd, no, 27th. It'd be good, oh, this first action. It'd be good to figure out exactly when we should do this. Looks like it's coming up, but doesn't it? Second action. Oh, the third action is postponed. Instituted proceedings. Instituted postponed. Right. We have to come back to you guys on that. 24 hours. Daily exchange. Let's do it. Here's the timeline. We need to go through this timeline because I'm a bit confused, to be honest with you, about that timeline. Because it seems to me like there was supposed to be something going on the 21st. Isn't that today? Or yesterday? No, that's today. It's yesterday. So it's US time. So today's the 22nd, so the 21st is just ending. So is that news coming out today? I wonder if it is. We'll find out. Top coins right now. Let's have a little check on prices. Where are we at with prices? It's really interesting right now. We're moving. 6,733 for Bitcoin. Ethereum 291, EOS at $5.19, Ethereum Classic, $13.15, Litecoin and Ripple at 34 cents. Interesting times. Neo's really pulled back. I remember when Neo was like 130 bucks or something. Absolutely amazing. Back at $18. All right, guys. Last thing right now, we are watching the future of cryptocurrency unfold right now and take shape. And just like Steve Jobs, I'll leave you with this video. I think it's really important to really lean into this. Am I playing this from the start, Joel? Because it's a really, really key video.
I'll fire it up from over here.
Fire it up? All right. Joel's going to fire it up for you guys. Now, with this video, it's back in the day, like way back in the day. And what you'll learn from it and what you've got to remember, this is in 1997, pre-iPhone, pre all sorts of things, right? And it's a brutal question fired at Steve Jobs live on stage. And I think it has correlations to where we're at. Like cryptocurrency and all the blockchain stuff that we're doing right now, it hasn't solved all the problems. And we're not solving it for everyone. But we're working real hard right now to do it. And we're facing those challenges. So do lean into it, guys. Joel, roll us the video. Let everyone feel the power.
Yes.
Mr. Jobs, you're a bright and influential man.
Here it comes.
It's sad and clear that on several counts you've discussed, you don't know what you're talking about. I would like, for example, for you to express in clear terms how, say, Java, in any of its incarnations, addresses the ideas embodied in OpenDoc. And when you're finished with that, perhaps you could tell us what you personally have been doing for the last 7 years.
You know, you can please some of the people some of the time, but one of the hardest things when you're trying to affect change is that people like this gentleman are right in some areas. I'm sure that there are some things OpenDoc does, probably even more that I'm not familiar with, that nothing else out there does. And I'm sure that you can make some demos, maybe a small commercial app that demonstrates those things. The hardest thing is, how does that fit in to a cohesive, larger vision that's going to allow you to sell $8 billion, $10 billion of product a year. And one of the things I've always found is that you've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology. You can't start with the technology and try to figure out where you're going to try to sell it. And I've made this mistake probably more than anybody else in this room. And I've got the scar tissue to prove it. And I know that it's the case. And as we have tried to come up with a strategy and a vision for Apple, it started with what incredible benefits can we give to the customer? Where can we take the customer? Not starting with, let's sit down with the engineers and figure out what awesome technology we have, and then how are we going to market that. And I think that's the right path to take. I remember with the laser writer, we built the world's first small laser printers, you know. And there was awesome technology in that box. We had the first Canon laser printing, cheap laser printing engine in the world, in the United States here at Apple. We had a very wonderful printer controller that we designed. We had Adobe's PostScript software in there. We had AppleTalk in there. Just awesome technology in the box. And I remember seeing the first printout come out of it and just picking it up and looking at it and thinking, you know, we can sell this. Because you don't have to know anything about what's in that box. All we have to do is hold this up and go, do you want this? And if you can remember back to 1984, before laser printers, it was pretty startling to see that. People went, whoa, yes. And that's where Apple's got to get back to. And, you know, I'm sorry that OpenDoc's a casualty along the way, and I readily admit there are many things in life that I don't have the faintest idea what I'm talking about. So I apologize for that too. But there's a whole lot of people working super, super hard right now at Apple. You know, Avi, John, Garino, Fred. I mean, the whole team is working, burning the midnight oil, trying to, and people, you know, hundreds of people below them, to execute on some of these things, and they're doing their best. And I think that what we need to do, and some mistakes will be made, by the way. Some mistakes will be made along the way. That's good, because at least some decisions are being made along the way. And we'll find the mistakes, we'll fix them. And I think what we need to do is support that team going through this very important stage as they work their butts off. They're all getting calls, being offered 3 times as much money to go do this, do that, the valley's hot, and none of them are leaving. And I think we need to support them and see them through this and write some damn good applications to support Apple out in the market. That's my own point of view. Mistakes will be made. Some people will be pissed off. Some people will not know what they're talking about. But I think it is so much better than where things were not very long ago. And I think we're going to get there. So I think we've got time for just...
Hey everyone, this is Joel, and that's it for today's show. So we'll see you all tomorrow.